Alrighty, hello and welcome everybody to this absolutely stunning, thrashing, bashing match against the Bant Lotus Field. I was certainly as surprised as you guys because Lotus Field is really rough for me often. A very painful matchup, and once I learned what it was, I didn't feel super confident. It would be a long match and I might have to concede early on because this was during my lunch. I already had faced, I think, Quintorius Discover combo before this. I didn't have that much time left. Yeah, it was looking rough, but that hand, not so rough. Sunken Citadel, Commune with Dinosaurs plus another land, doable. I thought I would be grabbing one with Commune, a pretty good chance to see the fourth one, I hoped. Of course, it is always a little bit risky. Or I would draw a Sylvan Scrying, then would grab Castle Garenbrig. Either one I'm happy with. This is where it was getting tense, and seeing that Thespian stage, I knew right away it's Lotus Field, but fortunately they're stumbling a little bit. It doesn't seem like they've had the most explosive turn. Yeah, that's pretty fantastic right there. Blossoming Tortoise milled 3 cards. One of those at least was a forest, so I got to ramp. I get to eventually reduce Castle Garenbrig's ability. The Vizier of Tumbling Sands. Not... Oh, what? Surprise. Had to pause it for a second. You got to see that utter devastation. That's what can happen. In a split second, you win. Doesn't matter what they did. Doesn't matter what life total they're at, probably. Whew. Yeah, just keeping it as is. It's going to be good. Those big, scary dinos already, I didn't need to bring anything in because I do something so absolutely devastating. And that hand certainly could be the Sunken. I have my source of green for Sylvan Scrying to dig eventually for that Castle Garenbrig, and I only need one more land. I'm able to make 6 for that Avabruck Caretaker. That seems pretty decent. I'm not using Avabruck Caretaker at the moment as of recording. It's just one of the things I was trying. Something big, something for 6 that has hexproof that could maybe give everybody else hexproof, but it does have to transform, unfortunately. I got that forced land. Luckily, I'm able to make 6. And we're looking pretty good. We're getting in range of the Avabruck Caretaker, but it's not the most impactful thing. It certainly could be countered, potentially, with that Cavern of Souls. Now, I already have one named dinosaur. If I am sprinkling in any other types of creatures, it's certainly pretty reasonable to have the second Sunken be God, potentially, for Xenagos, God of Revels, anything like that. Any big, impactful creature that I really want to stick in the face of, potential answers. It's not so fun. That, of course, is also not so fun. I'm just fortunate, surprised I haven't seen a Lotus Field quite yet. My oh my. But it's going downhill. Pour over the pages. If that starts going, if they have Lotus Fields out, untapping 2 lands, maybe tapping 2 Lotus Fields to make 6 mana, but Pour Over the Pages costs 5. So they're still left with 1, but both of those are untapped. It's downhill. It's probably over if they get chaining that. Sadly. Ooh. Hopefully they don't stop anything, though. We'll see. Yeah, play it safe. I'm not too worried about a counter spell. I might need the second Cavern of Souls also for Dinosaur. If I can make boatloads of mana, maybe I can sneak it in. But also, the one Cavern of Souls that is for Dinosaur, maybe it would be unfortunately used with the auto tapper in the mixture for Castle Garenbrig used to activate it, and then, well, that would be unfortunate. Usually the auto tapper is pretty good if it sees I have a bunch of dinosaurs in hand. It's going to keep that Cavern of Souls that is named Dinosaur untapped, just to protect Ghalta or whoever. But just to play it safe, and I didn't think they would have a counter spell. Maybe, but it seems like they do their own thing. I do my own thing, and I see if we can get the job done. However, that is pretty much not the case anymore. After dropping the first Lotus field, there's a small window potentially. The turn, or whenever they use Thespians, they pay 2 and they tap it to make it a copy of that Lotus field. Sometimes you get a small chance to get the job done. Eventually. We'll see. Oh yeah, you better be scared. Hopefully you have land destruction or something. Oh. Now, possibly I could have got the job done right here. What I should have done is played Regisaur Alpha. The second I did it, I want to play Ghalta Primal Hunger before combats. Sadly, I only have 9 reduction. Those eggs are 0 power. If I had played Regisaur Alpha, I would actually have been sitting at 11 reduction. Regisaur is 4, the token is 3, plus Avabrak Caretaker, and I could have swung with Ghalta, likely killing him that turn. Attacking with a 12-12 or a 14-14 if I wanted to put the counters on, plus the 3-3 trample token from Regisaur, plus Avabrak Caretaker. It would have been pretty good, and even if they swept on the following turn, that's pretty reasonable. That Vizier of Tumbling Sands would have likely had to block somebody that would have killed it. The 2-3 unfortunately doesn't do the trick, and they could have done that anyways, whether it was blocking a creature that would have killed it or not and tapped. If that was the only thing they could do, doing it Regisaur Alpha instead, getting Ghalta down before combat and being able to attack with haste, I imagine it probably would have locked things up right there. I figured it was, done for. They have 2 Lotus fields. I don't quite get the job done. I missed the optimal thing to do. Now, when they get 2 Lotus fields and it goes back to their turn, painful. So I wouldn't have got the job done there. Perilous Voyage. Bouncing Ghalta, unfortunately. That would have done it. Oh boy, what we're looking at. Death. Instant and immediate death. Oh, what's gonna happen? Usually Emergent Ultimatum is a death sentence right there. Depending on the things that they grab, it's a combination of stuff where no matter what you choose, choosing one card to be shuffled back into their library, it's going to do the trick. But the best thing is Omniscience. Get that back into the library. I don't want them to be spending or casting their spells for free. That's what I'm getting at. That is the worst thing to have. Pour over the pages, they cast it, they untap their Lotus fields. If I have any chance whatsoever, the best chance, it's to have them grab both of those. Chanderhope's Beacon, also painful. Copying the first instant and sorcery they cast once it enters, I believe, and, they have 7. They could tap a Lotus field, untap it with the Vizier, and just go off right there. But if they don't have another ultimatum, we could be okay. All they have maybe is a sweeper, and that's really what I'm looking for. The first masterminds, both of them. That's what I was thinking might happen, and that is exactly what I wanted to happen. Because next turn, potentially, I would just smoke them out of the water like nothing else. Oh, okay. It feels weird. A match I already know the result of, and usually it's live, but I like this as well. It's pretty fun. Makes for different commentary. Oh, shucks, you're going to do a sweeper. They made 3 white. I felt a sunfall or something like that. It is sunfall, but it's always nice to... Oh, know pretty much what they do. Oh, shucks. Shucks, I lost all my creatures. Darn.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Yeah, that's right. Oh boy. They have 1 Lotus field. What's going to happen? Make it a creature. Do it. Or spend your mana and die. Oh, and this is with the 23 lands. Dead on the spot. What's not to love about that? Man, beautiful. I got fortunate. But if I'm going to get fortunate, it's going to be with the most absolutely devastating thing I could possibly do against anybody. There you go. Instant, lethal, absolute overkill. Even if they had gained life, get them. If they had a few creatures to block, still dead. All right. See you next time. Peace.